The DA in San Francisco is announcing the charges against Paul Pelosi's accused attacker. Let's listen in.
Attack on Mr. Pelosi. The charges that we are filing today include attempted murder, residential burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, elder abuse, false imprisonment of an elder, as well as threats to a public official and their family. These charges are based on the following facts, many of which are contained in the federal affidavit that was filed today, as well as will be contained in the motion to detain Mr. DePape that we file tomorrow. Mr. DePape specifically targeted the Pelosi home to confront Speaker Pelosi. He forced his way into the home through a rear glass door by breaking that glass. The defendant made his way upstairs to the second floor of the home, locating Mr. Pelosi in his bed sleeping. He woke him up, confronting him about the whereabouts of Speaker Pelosi. Mr. Pelosi, who was sleeping, was wearing a loose-fitting pajama shirt and boxer shorts. He was forced to get out of bed, and at some point during that encounter, Mr. Pelosi attempted to access the elevator in the home, which has a phone. The defendant then blocked Mr. Pelosi's access to that elevator. It was at some point after that Mr. Pelosi asked to go to the bathroom, which is where he was able to call 911 from his cell phone. The defendant, realizing that Mr. Pelosi had called 911, took Mr. Pelosi downstairs near the front door of the residence. Two police officers arrived at the front door 2 minutes after that 911 call. When that door was opened, the defendant was holding his hammer, which Mr. Pelosi appeared to be attempting to control by holding a portion of that hammer. The defendant then pulled the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently struck him in the top of his head. The police then immediately apprehended the defendant. What we also have learned is that the defendant brought to the location of the Pelosi residence a second hammer, as well as zip ties, rope, and a roll of tape. What is clear based on the evidence that we have thus far is that this house and the speaker herself were specifically targets of the defendant. As for next steps, the defendant is expected to be arraigned tomorrow afternoon. My office will be filing a motion to detain him without bail, and that is based on what is obvious and severe public safety risks that the defendant poses to San Francisco as well as the outer community. Violence has no place in this city, and we will work vigorously to hold the defendant accountable. One last thing that I want to say today is that as leaders and as citizens, it is incumbent upon us all to watch the words that we say and to turn down the volume of our political rhetoric. We should be able to all engage in passionate political discourse, but still remain respectful of one another. Violence certainly has no place in San Francisco or in politics. Thank you.
Thank you. And now
All right, you've been listening to Acting DA Brooke Jenkins there in San Francisco. Paul Pelosi, the 82-year-old husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, is in the ICU this afternoon recovering from that fractured skull and Friday's attack in their San Francisco home. The charges the DA has filed now against David DePape are attempted murder, burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, elder abuse, threats to a public official, and family. Now, earlier today, federal prosecutors filed separate charges against him, including attempting to kidnap Ms. Pelosi and assaulting the relative of a federal official. The federal complaint says DePape told investigators about his plan, which included breaking Nancy Pelosi's kneecaps. According to this complaint, DePape broke in through a glass door early Friday morning and planned to tie up Mr. Pelosi until the House Speaker returned home. And the affidavit says DePape planned to interrogate Nancy Pelosi. They say he told investigators if the House Speaker told the truth, he would let her go. But if she lied, he intended to break her kneecaps, forcing her to be wheeled into Congress as a lesson to other Democrats. Of course, she was not home. You just heard there how Paul Pelosi managed to dial 911, and officers showed up within minutes and reportedly watched the suspect hit the 82-year-old in the head with that hammer. Court documents say DePape had zip ties with him, a roll of tape, also white rope, and a second hammer, and rubber and cloth gloves. Friday's attack comes, of course, after a surge in threats and attacks against public officials in both parties.